So, towards the end of World War II, as Soviet soldiers were closing in on Berlin, Adolf Hitler locked himself in his bunker, committed suicide, and ordered his soldiers to burn his dead body. April Fool. He actually lived out his days until the 1960s in Argentina. That is, according to documents declassified by Argentine President Javier Milei.
Illuminati is a thing you need to watch out for. They want to depopulate and slave us so much more. World domination, I'll get into that later. I'm hardcore, fierce and sexy. You're just a hater. You deserve the ridicule because you're an absolute zero. I'm the keeper of the chalice, a rock and roll hero. I'm not an idiot nobody listens to because I'm not a failure in life like you. Let's talk about Bill Gates and the mark of the beast and the orgies in the streets at the Catholic feasts and Bill and Hillary's human trafficking ring. And George Soros got the money to pay for everything. Socialism is for losers, working for the devil. Chumps that can't fight, they ain't on my level. It takes an evil one to try to debunk a doubter, so I'd rather die than stop talking about it. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out for the Illuminati.
So ain't that something? Ain't that something? Welcome to the MC Too Tall Show, by the way, with or without the glasses. I am your hardcore, fierce, and sexy host, the master of sound quality, MC Too Tall. Getting back to what I was saying, ain't that something? Ain't that a little something, something, something? Apparently, Austrian-born German leader and Argentine Labor Party member and U.S. Democratic Party member Adolf Hitler did not commit suicide in a bunker in Germany. And a lot of the Russians would claim, especially the ones from the former Soviet Union era, would claim that they have seized Adolf Hitler's skull. Okay, that's a broad skull. That's a Toots's skull. Okay? If you strip Dylan Mulvaney down to the bare bones, the skull of Dylan Mulvaney would be closer to Adolf Hitler's skull than this skull that the Soviets found. And of course, people believed it because when have the Soviets ever been known to spread propaganda, right? Okay, yeah, so they grabbed the skull of some toots, which was probably some broad that Hitler and Eva Braun used to get it on with in sick threesomes, because Nazis are about sick sexual deviant parties. They were all about that, and they were not really anti-gay. They had a section for where gay people felt safe being there, but it was really a place to harbor all types of sexual deviance. So in other words, a conservative gay person wouldn't be comfortable there, to put it that way. And then if you say, well, if you're gay, how could you be conservative? Yeah, stop putting people in a box, you fucking shitheads. Anyway, Adolf Hitler did not die a death worthy of Adolf Hitler. So he didn't commit suicide. He didn't have his officers burn him after he died. And the skull that they claimed was Hitler's turned out to be that of a Toots. No good. There'd be red buzzers and red X's all over the place by today's game show standards. But anyway, Apparently, Hitler fled to Argentina with thousands of Nazis. Thousands of Nazis, including Adolf Hitler himself, fled to South America. Some Brazil, like in the movie The Boys from Brazil, some to Argentina, along with Italian fascists. Okay? And a lot of the Italian fascists also went to Brazil as well. And but the Italian presence in South America dates back prior to Mussolini's rise to power. And the Italian fascists went there to these two countries because of the Italian friendly presence there and Argentine people that were there that were originally of Italian heritage. Same reason why a lot of Italians come here to New York when they come off the boat or in this modern era off the plane. And the same thing with the Germans. There's been a Germanic presence in South America in countries like Colombia, Bolivia, Brazil, and Argentina for many years, predating Adolf Hitler's rise to power. It's quite possible that Adolf Hitler couldn't speak a lick of Spanish and got along just fine speaking nothing but German because of the presence of Argentine people who were of German heritage who were able to pass the German language down from generation to generation. They say he married an Argentine woman, possibly of German heritage, but nonetheless Argentine, and had not one but two daughters. And they say the Frenchman who claimed to be Hitler's son was a hoax, or not a. And some say that man really believed he was Adolf Hitler's son, but wasn't. And this is all coming out from these documents, these top secret documents, declassified by Venezuelan President Javier Milei. Now you got to figure, Hitler lived in Argentina from when they said this, from what these documents say, he lived in Argentina throughout the 50s into the mid 60s when he passed away. According to these documents, he outlived John F. Kennedy. According to these documents, he had the two daughters, as I mentioned. And there's a whole bunch of other things that these documents reveal. Now, according to what news sources say, Fox reported it, The Hill reported it, The Guardian reported it. And these are like all. So you got your left, your center right, and your extreme right news outlets. And according to all three, this is what these documents supposedly reveal. So, yeah, Hitler was out there somewhere, at least until the mid '60s, and that he died a peaceful, comfortable death. He died a death that was a far cry from that of Holocaust victims. He did not die in the same manner as a Holocaust victim. He died a much more peaceful and comfortable death than most of our loved ones who are no longer with us, of course. And yeah, these characters kept this under wraps. The Labor Party, the Labor Party of Argentina. Now think about it. Think about it. Who was in charge of Argentina in the 50s when Adolf Hitler was roaming around free, meeting up, marrying, and banging an Argentine broad, having 2 daughters with her, and dying peacefully and comfortably in some luxurious villa at the age of 75? Think of who the leader of Argentina was and his successor. It was Labor Party members. Juan Perón. Okay? Juan Perón. This is a person who embraced fascists. He loved fascists, socialists, communists. He loved Karl Marx. He loved Chairman Mao. Chairman Mao had lots of compliments about Juan Perón. This is a guy that wanted some kind of weird political dynasty involving his wife. First, he had Eva as his running mate, and then there was a big revolt, so she decided not to go in as Juan's running mate. She dies, he remarries, makes that wife his running mate and vice president, who eventually takes over for him when he steps down. Tell me that isn't sick. Juan Perón was a sick, evil man. And he harbored Adolf Hitler. The Labor Party, you know what the Labor Party is in Argentina? It is the equivalent of the Democratic Party here in the United States. They are sick individuals. The Labor Party is the equivalent of the Democratic Party. And this pieces things all together and proves my point right. The Democratic Party is filled with child molesting Nazis, some of whom were actual friends of Adolf Hitler himself. Many of whom were actual friends of Jeffrey Epstein himself. Epstein was a Clinton guy, not a Trump guy. Okay? Okay. I like RFK Jr. I think of him to be more of a stand-up guy than his grandfather, Joe Kennedy. Joe Kennedy hung out with Nazis, was friends with Nazis, had to get kicked out of FDR's cabinet for associating with Nazis. And this was reason why he had to change his tune real quick to get JFK into the White House. JFK was a bright and honest man who didn't realize his father got him into office in a corrupt manner. That's a whole different can of worms. Since we're still talking about Hitler, let's keep it Hitler. Hitler had more friends in the Democratic Party than any of the Republicans. I mean, the only Republican known to be friends with Hitler was Prescott Bush. A former senator father of Bush 41, grandfather of Bush 43, and Jeb Bush. So there was some big time Nazi loving in the lineage of the Bush family. And the Bush family are a bunch of sickos. They may as well call themselves Democrats because they move like Democrats. They sling mud in campaigns against other Republicans as if they're Democrats. See the way they tore down John McCain. Okay? See the way that George H.W. Bush won out Bob Dole. These are sick individuals, I tell you. The rhinos, I don't call them rhinos. I call them not just rhinos, but slithering snake-skinned rhinos. There are so many levels of hell where these people belong. They call themselves Republican, but they are of the left. And there are so many levels of hell where belong the left. And the left comes in the form of Democrats and some Republicans, all coddling and protecting Adolf Hitler until the day he died very comfortably, very peacefully in Argentina. They are the left-handed path of Lucifer himself. They must be stopped. They must be stopped at all costs. And I'm okay with spreading that message. I want it to be known that I am the reason why Democrats are losing their offices or not getting elected to offices they seek anymore. I want that to be known. For what the Democrats did to me personally, it is personal. What they did to me in Target while ushering in the year 2023. What the Democrats did to me personally, were making it difficult for me to book shows at venues, even venues that had no cover charge. What the Democrats did to me personally to get my account banned on Vampire Freaks. What the Democrats continue to do to me personally, getting me banned on TikTok. And I did not draw first blood. The Democrats did. I'm minding my own business trying to spread my great music, and the Democrats started in with me. The Democrats are the ones that lie to you and tell you my music is some unlistenable, hideous noise. So yes, I do have a bone to pick with the Democrats. The Democrats must be crushed, and liberal ideals must be proverbially stabbed to death. By God. Respect God. Watch out for the Illuminati. Follow and share this content because it makes full sense. And don't be gross. Stay strong. Keep kicking that slang. It's your boy in the building, your hardcore, fierce, and sexy hip-hop legend, recording engineer, and underground rock and roll hero, MC Too Tall. Glad you enjoyed this detailed report.